How y'all doing? Welcome to Outside the Box Financials, where we think differently for a better tomorrow. So, in today's video, what I want to go over are credit cards versus debit cards. Which one is better? Huh? All right. So, moving on. So, we got credit card benefits. So, why do I talk a lot about credit cards and saying it's an asset? Well, let's check it out. All right, so we got rewards, of course. We all know credit cards give rewards about 1 to 2%, and depending on what category that credit card has, sometimes it can go up to 5%. All right, it builds credit history. We want to build our credit history because the better our credit history, the lower interest rates we can qualify for like loans, other credit cards, and so on. All right, strong fraud protections. This is extremely good because if somebody steals your credit card information and swipes it, you call them up and immediately they'll they'll take that fraud off and then they'll do their investigations or whatever on the back end. So they'll quickly fix it and you're not held liable for it. Right, we got travel accident insurance. If anything happens, like say you're supposed to fly out and there's a delay in your flight and so on, you're protected against that. Same thing with trip cancellations, right? Airport lounges. Y'all been to the airport and seen, well, those of you that have been to the airport, you see those lounges where they got some guy in the front and you can't get in because you either haven't bought the yearly fee or whatever you have to pay to go in there. I think like American Express, Centurion, and is it Chase and Capital One? Yes, I think it's a few of those that have lounges in the airport, and you need to either purchase to get in there, or you have to have the actual credit card. And it's pretty nice in there, so probably should get one of those credit cards and check out those lounges. Concierge services, if you need help buying flowers, planning trips, and so on, call them up, they'll help you out. You got auto rental collision damage, which is excellent because if you're going on a family trip or you just decide to rent a vehicle, instead of you purchasing rental insurance for the car you rent, if you put that rental car on a credit card, you'll be covered. Right, you got cell phone protections, which I believe one of the cards offer up to 500 and protection if you damage your phone. Like say you pay that deductible, they'll cover it. You got baggage delay reimbursement if you don't get your bags on time. I think it's up to like 4 hours. They'll cover that for like $100 a day for up to 3 days. You got travel emergency assistance. If anything happens and you need help finding a hospital or finding something or just help in general for something that happens, you can call them up and see if they can help. Purchase security, meaning if you buy an item, I think it's up to 90 days and it gets stolen, broken, whatever, you can put in a claim and they'll reimburse it or replace the equipment. You got extended warranty, which is awesome because how many times have y'all been to the store and what they do is you'll buy like say a laptop. You purchase a laptop and they're like, hey sir, do you want the extended warranty? And you either decide whether you want it or don't want it, and you're like, yeah, I'll buy it. So you spend 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, maybe even hundreds of dollars. With this, that warranty is 1 year and it's extended by another year. So it doubles, which is great. Right, so we got debit card benefits. With debit card benefits, what's the difference between credit card benefits? Well, let's check it out. So we got no credit checks, no annual fees, no interest charge. So annual fees, some of the credit cards have annual fees, and no interest charge on here because it's linked to your bank account. So of course you can get charged to use your own money. And no credit check because It's just a card issued to use your money. Because well, there would be no credit check to use again to utilize your own money, and then no added tips, meaning that with the credit card, you have to ensure you pay the payments on time before the due date or by the due date. With a debit card, typically there's money direct deposited into your account, so you already have money in there. So there's nothing else you can do. You got to do to I guess not have money in it. I don't know. I didn't even explain that right, but you understand what I mean. All right, moving on. Protect you against yourself. Why is that? Because you can only spend the amount you have in there. And yes, of course, there's overdraft fees and so on. But there's now laws in place and protection against how banks can't have to ask you if you want overdraft protection. So why would you use a debit card instead of a credit card? All right, so a debit card, right, has limited fraud protection. What do I mean by that? You got to catch it within 2 days. For instance, with the credit card, if 30 days you didn't catch it, and then you call up, you're like, hey, this is not good, right? They'll cancel that out and do their own investigation and see what transpired to see why you got that issue. Why you got that charge. So it immediately, I guess, credit it to the credit card. Sounds weird. And that available amount of credit will open up. With a debit card, if you don't catch it within 2 days, it's going to be very tricky to try to explain why you didn't catch it within the first couple of days. All right. So then you got overdraft fees. Like I said, with some banks, right, do enroll you already into the overdraft fee. I think that's illegal. Not sure, but anyways, you might be in overdraft fees, and if you're what do you call it? Not qualified, but you opted in for overdraft protection, or didn't opt in for overdraft protection. There could be possible overdraft fees, which I got hit with a couple of them before because I wasn't managing my money correctly, and it was like $35-$40. All right, link to checkings. So if they do steal your debit card information, it's linked to your checkings and savings. So if they charge it, it's gonna pull out of your available hard-earned money. And then there's no building of credit because you're just using your own money. So credit cards. What's the issue with these? It's just you. What do I mean by just you? Well, it's you. You're the one who overspends and so on. So you're the one who overspends. Right? Nobody overspends. You overspend. So you got to control your overspending because credit cards, what happens when you get it, that available credit opens up and you can spend up to that much even if you don't have the money in your bank account. So protect yourself from overspending and control yourself, control your impulses and so on. Right? If you hold a balance, you're going to get charged interest. So again, manage your overspending. Don't hold a balance, or right. Check out some of my other videos and see how you can still hold a balance and pay 0% interest. Right, and then of course can't hurt your credit score. So if you don't pay, if you hold a huge balance, that's gonna hurt. And I think it's more than what 30% utilization is the thought out there that you don't want to go over. And if you miss payments, that will greatly hurt your credit score. So those are the benefits between credit cards and debit cards, and some of the pros and cons, and why credit cards are better than debit cards. So utilized correctly, debit cards are awesome. But that's all I got for now. Thanks y'all for joining me. Y'all have a good one out there. Talk to y'all later. Bye.